Hey, this is Gary Berger with Larry and Summer. Gary Berger from Berger Law. How y'all doing?
Good, Gary. How are you doing this
Great.
morning?
We're doing great. Thanks so much for doing this video with me. Uh,
Not a problem.
so why are we doing this video?
Because we finally got to the finish line.
When did that? What happened yesterday?
Yesterday we got our settlement check for the full amount that we were expecting, more than we were expecting.
Yeah, it was a big check, wasn't it?
It was a life-changing check, and we
How-
were so excited.
Have you ever gotten a check like that?
Never,
No.
never. I've never even seen a check like that, let alone with my name on it.
Well, I'll tell you something, Larry. It has been such a pleasure to work with you. And sometimes these things take some time. COVID slowed some things down, but it's been such a pleasure to work with you in the case. Um, you know, I mean, we insisted on settling your case for the policy limits. We did not leave a dime on the table.
No,
No.
Do you mind talking about how much we got, or do you want to keep that private?
no, that's fine.
What was the total?
Okay.
What was the total amount of the settlement?
300,000.
$300,000. And
$300,000.
yeah.
Yes.
But you were hit on Lindbergh, and you were there was you were first hit, and then there was some other cars hit. You complained of pain right away at the scene. Tell me, how was that? What was that crash like?
Uh, Scary, very scary. When the impact happened, it sounded like a bomb went off in the back of my truck. The back of my truck raised up off the ground. It felt like it was like out of a movie. Things were flying through the air. It happened so fast. It was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying.
Um, Summer, what did you think about when you got the call and found out what had happened to Larry?
Oh, of course. I was worried. I not being there, not knowing the situation and the severity of it. It was scary.
It heavy damage in the back, broke your seat. It was a heavy impact.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes. Broke seat, bent it, everything. Yes.
And then you actually had surgery by a great orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Raskus.
Excellent
that-
surgeon.
Yeah, and that really, and you did your deposition. One thing I want to tell you one thing I liked about your case, and then I'd like to ask you guys some more questions. But Larry, you did a good job in your deposition when 2 weeks after they called up and offered the policy limits, right?
Right.
And I told you did a good job, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah,
You did.
and one of my pleasures in representing you in this case from the beginning, you're just a salt of the earth, straight shooter kind of guy. You've worked all your life, auto mechanic in different places, work hard. And I tell you, you did so well in your deposition, and you had some things to navigate. Prior back problems. You're kind of a bigger guy, and you work all your life. You're not sitting around, you got a heavy labor job, and you've had some prior back problems, prior stuff, and a lot of times they try to not pay full price for those cases, but we just never deviated from saying we want the full policy 300 limits. We're not taking a dime less. They did your deposition, and they were like, we persuaded them of the wisdom of our position. Took some time, a lot of fights, lawsuit, the whole deal, but you stood strong with me, and so I have a lot of gratitude for you.
Gary, you worked hard, you and your team, and you made it such a smooth process.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We try really hard to communicate and teach people as they're going along in the process. What was some of your takeaways? Summer, what was any other takeaways from it? Thanks for the compliment. Thank you. Anything else, Summer, before I turn to Larry?
Yeah, no, keeping us informed, up to date. Yeah, just
Showing us the next step, helping get the next step, listening to what we wanted, but what our concerns were, trying to help prevent the surgery that was inevitable. Just standing by us and just making sure that we understood that somebody was there. Somebody was listening. Somebody was waiting for us.
Good, good, good. Well, I can tell, and it's you have some emotion there. Why is that, Larry? What are you feeling?
Overwhelming gratitude, because we're not used to people sticking by our side when things get rough. Usually it's just a handful of people that we can count on. And for a stranger to come into our life and understand and fight for us, it's overwhelming gratitude. Thank you. Thank you very much.
He means every word of it.
Wow. Yeah. No, I know he does. No, I know he does. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm just pausing a minute to be with you in this feeling. I mean, this is powerful stuff, man.
Gary, there were a lot of times where
you must have been real scared.
We lost hope a lot of times. And you and your team were there to give us hope, to restore the hope that we couldn't see. And had we not had a guiding light, we may have given up on this long time ago. But we believed in you. We believed in you, and we believed in our case.
Well, thank you. That really means a lot. I mean, I'm telling you, boy, I'm so lucky to be able to help people like you. And you're right. You know, we live in a tough world these days. It's getting colder and tougher every day, it seems like. And I hear you. I hear you, Larry, about having a partner you can rely on and stand by. And, you know, I have a stressful job too. You know, I'm fighting people all the time. All these jerks on the other side. It's like every day.
And you're everywhere. You're going places. You're not just where you're at. You were all over the place. And my hat's off to you, sir, for what you do.
Well, thank you.
Every day.
Oh, I have a blessed life, but I have a busy life. I fill it. I'm one of these people. I always got to be doing something. My wife's like, I'm never sitting still, but it's all good. I'm blessed. Yeah, you know, and that's one of the things that's hard to tell people when they're first coming in or something like that. Like, listen, I've done this before. I'll stick by it to the end. Win or loss, lose or draw, I'm your partner in this. I fight the hard fight. It's not just about, you know, taking the easy cases. And, you know, and there's, you know, not every lawyer's like that. I mean, your case, it's a great settlement and a great victory, but, you know, I mean, we fought them every step of the way, all the way, the whole time. And then, you know, one of the great things about your case is that they didn't come in with a little bit amount of money. They came in with the whole deal. But, you know, you were really,
they had big guns. They were prepared to just unload on us.
Yeah, but but I'm a big gun too. I'm a big gun too. You know, I mean that's what we do. You know, we're able to equal the playing field. So people like, you know, Larry and Summer, like y'all, you can that you have, you know, that you can fight against these big insurance companies, big lawyers, because, you know, I always say we equal the playing field. You know, justice is supposed to be blind, that Lady Justice statue, but too many times justice goes to the rich people. So, you know, it's good to see that I just have a lot of gratitude. So thank you. Anything, and you must have been real nervous. I mean, did having this accident and going through a surgery and you're off, you know, you got fired from your job when you went in for surgery, and then you were off work. You mean, you had real financial losses from this. That must have been real hard for you.
It was. Fortunately, we had her parents. We saved what we could once we learned the news back in 2019 that, you know, surgery was going to be in my future, it was inevitable. But her parents stuck by us, and they used their savings and their stability to help us survive and pull through these hard times. So now our plans with the check is we're doing some retribution. We're going to be taking care of her parents for a while.
Good. And one of the great things about that check that you got yesterday is you don't pay a dime of taxes on that. You don't pay a dime. You don't even have to put it on your tax return. It's one of the only places that the government doesn't get you anymore is in this. And so that's great.
It is wonderful.
Is there any, to both you guys, this is a question I like to ask people, and sometimes it's helpful to people. Is there anything you've learned through this process from what you've gone through now that it's over? Is there any takeaways, any lessons that you learned that someone who, for instance, gets rear-ended next week may not know?
Oh, goodness.
Be patient. That things don't happen overnight. That sometimes struggles go on and on and on. But if you don't give up and you keep in the fight, you will win.
And if you hire who?
And if you hire Gary Berger,
Of course.
it'll plan done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you, what was your experience with the other people in the firm other than me, my staff and paralegals and all the team that I have together?
So professional and just down to earth and kind. Yeah.
Real people
that
understand each case is different, and each case involves a real person. It's everybody that we interacted with on your team treated us like we weren't just a case. We weren't just a file. We were real people. We were a family, and we had problems and we were struggling, and then everybody recognized that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. That's good to hear. It's good to get that feedback. We work a lot to try to create that environment. So we appreciate that. I don't want to keep harping on how good you did in your depot, but one of the things I was just thinking, listening to you, I mean, you're a big guy, you got the beard, you're a mechanic. I do not think that they anticipated how calm and articulate you were, how thoughtful a man you are. People have prejudice, stereotypes. They see a big dude like you with a beard. They don't understand what a thoughtful, kind, caring man you are too. I mean, you are the whole time. It's very clear. You're all about your family, and your kids. So Summer, you are, and I know you know this, but how blessed are you?
Extremely blessed. Blessed beyond measure.
I'm the lucky one. I tell her that every day. I'm the one.
I gotta go. I'm gonna Yeah, talking about this stuff with you guys. Just a reminder. I was thinking as soon as you said I'm the lucky one, I was like, I'm gonna go text my wife right now and tell her how much I love her and how lucky I am. So it's important to tell the people in our world how much we love them and share that.
You're a great man, Gary. You're a great man.
Wow. Well, this is like everybody's going to feel great after this, right? Well, listen, guys, I don't want to thank you for sharing. Thank you for taking, thanks for taking the time out of your day. Larry, you took off work to do this video. I was shocked before we started recording. I'm flattered and I'm so grateful. And
for you.
Yeah. Anything we could do for you, Gary, anything.
You can Google review us, 5-star Google review us, where I know you will. And I'm going to put this video on my website and I think it'll help people. And as I tell people, and I told you, as far as I'm concerned, I'm your lawyer forever. So if you ever need anything, call me. Even if it's something we don't do, I know everybody. I can get you to the right people, the same type of lawyers who care and give a hoot about their people. Those are the people that I like to associate with. So
awesome. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop recording. Anything else?
Thank you so much, Gary Berger.
Thank you. And would you recommend Berger Law to other folks?
Absolutely. Hands down.
Thanks.